Hello and welcome back to the Mastering Brotato Abyssal Terror series. Today we're playing the Mage, and you can see here we have elemental damage mods increased. We have a snake, and a scared sausage to start, but we can't really modify our melee, range damage, or engineering. So I do think you could work with most of these weapons. I would not recommend the SMG or the double barrel because they have 0 elemental damage scaling. Any of these could technically work, but personally I think the taser is one of the easier weapons to work with. You get support weapon class, which gives you a ton of harvesting. You get elemental weapon class, which gives you elemental damage. And then you also have elemental damage scaling for the weapon. And every time you upgrade it, it fires an additional bolt. And these bolts all slow enemies in a radius around the projectile. So basically, it's really easy to move away from enemies, just like this, right? When you have 6 of these firing really quickly. So all we're really going to care about is actually attack speed, somewhat, but mainly elemental damage and also damage percent. And yes, you're not going to be able to kill everything here, don't worry, it's not a big deal. It happens when you have the taser. Elemental damage is good. Taser, lock a gentle alien, and only pick up more tasers. Taser again, there we go. So in shops 1 and 2 you should really only be picking up weapons on this character. You should only go for your tasers because you have a really increased chance to see tasers, and you are always shown 2 weapons in shops 1 and 2. And then the increased chance actually flattens out once you get past wave, or once you get past shop 5, it flattens out. So you really want to roll a lot in shops 1 and 2 for your weapons. You can lock some nice items if you find some. We can take harvesting here, but you only want to buy the tasers. So 1 taser here, 1 taser here. I see a propeller hat, and then I roll again and lock a taser. And there you go, I have 6 tasers next round. 29 harvesting. So we're getting nearly 30 additional materials every single round, plus the XP that comes with the harvesting. I also enjoy using the torch sometimes, but I do think the torch can be a lot more difficult to play with. Especially because when you fight certain bosses, it becomes really difficult to kite them properly when you're using torches, especially if you're a beginner and you don't know the mechanics like perfectly for all the elites. It can be extremely difficult in my opinion. More elemental damage, more harvesting, taser, and we can actually buy the baby squid. You know what? I don't mind. Let's buy it. Oh, and then we're gonna, okay, we have a fully locked store. We want harvesting, we want luck, we want gentle alien for more enemies, and of course we want a taser upgrade. There's no rush to upgrade the taser though, because we're strong enough as is in these beginning waves. These are not difficult at all. So we really just want to pick up the gentle alien first, so we can get more enemy spawns and get more materials. And then we want to pick up the harvesting as well, so we can get that stacking too. So the last priority really is upgrading our tasers. It is going to be necessary, of course, but since we're on wave 4, we obviously want to prioritize those stacking mechanics before we start picking up weapon upgrades that we don't need yet. We're going to need those more so after we get, oh, elemental damage again, after we get past wave 10 or so. There we go, clear out the shop, get a coupon, boiling water is amazing, and a taser upgrade again. And you can see there, right, 70% elemental damage scaling. However, it does the damage twice because you get an additional bolt. So you see it says 16 times 2. That is why the upgrade is still pretty good, even though it does reduce our scaling. Because overall we're still getting more damage, right? We upgrade it, we go from 80% 1 bolt scaling to 70% double bolt scaling. So we're hitting for 140% scaling in a sense. Okay, it's similar to the shuriken, for example, which as you, oh, wait a second, which only has at most 50% melee damage scaling, and that's because otherwise it would be absolutely insane, because melee damage scales extremely quickly. One of the reasons that elemental damage is not broken by any means is because it's one of the hardest stats to scale in the game. Another baby squid is okay, I will take that. Take these 2, we can't even roll, but we do have all the tasers. You can see they're hitting for 20 times 2 each now. Very, very nice. And some other things we want to be on the lookout for are scared sausages, of course. We want to get 4 out of 4 if we can. More snakes, so we can spread our burn effect more easily. And then we also want to get some things like the snowball, which gives you +1 elemental damage every time you get elemental damage from an item, I think it is. I believe it's only from items, but it's still extremely good. And then anything that really gives elemental damage, of course, is going to be good for us. There are also things like the fried rice, which give you HP regen for every enemy that's burning. But those are kind of like secondary, they're not super important. Just those tier 1 items are actually quite good for us, right? The scared sausage, the snake, those tier 1 items are amazing. We'll take some speed and elemental damage, of course. Sharp bullets, that's a little overkill, but we could take it. This is something that's debatably unnecessary, but I mean, we basically just lose 5% damage for this, so it's probably worth it almost always. The bag can give us more materials, we're going to take that as well. More HP regen is not bad, we can pick that up. We're going to leave the lumberjack shirt, we don't need it. But yeah, I just picked up that, what was it? Wait a second. Oh yeah, the sharp bullet, right? So now we have a little piercing, which just means we have more chances to apply elemental burning, or elemental damage burning to enemies. It's not really necessary though, like I said, because we already do a really good job of killing small enemies by burning them, since the snake ends up spreading the burn for us. But piercing is not necessarily going to be a huge... is not necessarily going to impact your damage that much, negatively. And it does just make clearing out small enemies easier, so if you find the sharp bullets, or even a bandana, you could take either of those. I would say actually the sharp bullet is better, because we care less about the piercing damage and more so about the burn effect applying to multiple enemies. And since we're level 10, we have a 100% chance to find a tier 3 upgrade, you can see, and we obviously want to get elemental damage. I would have rerolled if I didn't find it there. We don't need lifesteal, so this is a little too expensive for 6% damage, and the alien magic is not bad, but losing luck at this point so early in the run doesn't feel good, so I'm going to go ahead and skip it. Another bag is really nice. Eye surgery, that's right, I forgot to mention this. Eye surgery is one of the items you want to be on the lookout for. Burn activates 20% faster. This was actually significantly weaker in the past, but they give it a massive buff, so it's absolutely worth buying now. It's specifically going to help when we are fighting bosses. Bosses are going to be the main issue for us. Nothing else should be a struggle for you if you're playing the mage, but the mage is one of those characters that doesn't have the most insane scaling, unless you get lucky, of course, but we're just talking about on average. The mage is not going to pop off and do crazy things with pretty much any weapon. Maybe if you get like a shop 2 snowball. If you get snowball in shop 2, you could pop off, definitely. But that would be incredibly lucky. Let's go ahead and kill the sea pig for more curse. We want to see more cursed enemies because they drop additional materials, of course. Kill this tree here, another tree. Try to clear as many enemies as possible out before the end of the wave. Another coupon, that's amazing. We don't need melee damage. Let's see, no, no. More HP regen could be okay. You know what, I'll just take tier 3 this. Okay, it's fine. Charcoal, we lose harvesting, but that's okay. 1 elemental damage is worth it in my opinion. Another snake and a corrupted shard. Both of these are great. And a taser. Almost didn't see that. Okay, let's go ahead and kill this. This enemy spawns slasher eggs, which then spawn slashers. It spawns something that spawns something. It's like a matryoshka. I think that's what it's called, right? Or like a nesting doll. Okay. And there's not too much to compensate on in the early game, I believe. I don't think anyone would struggle here, especially if you're following along. Just because this is where we shine when we're against a lot of small, not tanky enemies. The main issue is going to be bosses, right? In the taser, that's where it helps or comes into play. Also, we want to try and get a bit more move speed if possible. Move speed will help you a lot when you're fighting elites. If you have at least 10%, it will be a noticeable difference from 10% and 0%. So you absolutely want to pick up some speed like I did earlier. I think I'm at 6% right now. I will take some max HP though, I don't mind that. And elemental damage, of course. Another taser upgrade. We could also take the acid. More, yeah, I'm gonna take the acid. Spyglass is good. We get cheaper rerolls, more attack speed and range. It's not too bad, but it's a little expensive for somewhat low impact. The penguin. I normally always skip the penguin, but you know what? We're gonna pick it up here. And the mutation is also pretty good. We do not want the weed, of course. So, yeah, mutation, another elemental damage, very nice. And we're gonna pick up another acid. I think anything below 60 HP or anything past 50 HP is pretty safe, especially if you tend to get hit sometimes. It should make you a lot more safe if you have at least 50 health, 50 max HP, and then some armor. It may be at least 6 armor, something like that. So I will be taking some more max HP from the acid. The acid's one of the better max HP stat items, I'd say, because you don't really care about dodge and you don't care about knockback. But since we are getting close to those elite waves in the second half of the run, we absolutely want to get a bit more movement speed, like I said earlier. Movement speed will really help against a lot of elites. It also helps against bosses in wave 20. Okay. The only reason this is we're not killing absolutely everything is because we don't actually have movement speed, perfect. So now we have 13% move speed and another eye surgery, great. Elemental damage and max HP. Yeah, I was about to say, because we only have one scared sausage, now we have 2 out of 4, perfect. That will help a lot. The game is definitely going to be a lot more difficult if you don't have any scared sausages. So if you do find them, I would say to try and take them. We're not going to take the Wandering Bot this run. And if you don't, it's unfortunate, but you'll probably find something, right? You have to find something useful. Tasers, damage percent, elemental damage, anything, right? You could find fuel tanks. There's so many items you can get. But the Scared Sausage is actually one of the better ones, even though it is a tier 1. Just because it means that the chance you apply your burn is a lot higher. And the Scared Sausage does a really nice amount of damage, even if you only have 2 out of 4. And if you get 4 out of 4, that's perfect, right? Because then you have a 100% chance to apply the burn effect every single hit. And you can see how slow the enemies are moving when we hit them now. Just look at that. It's like they almost are standing still. I believe most enemies, if not all enemies, have below 400 move speed naturally. And then the base character has 450. Unless you mess with your settings for some reason. That is how it's supposed to work. And then the taser does a 200 move speed slow. So if they have 300, you reduce their move speed by 66%. That is a lot of reduction. Okay, we do not want burn activates 100% slower. It's very bad for us. Elemental damage is not very bad for us though. We'll take that. Okay, a fuel tank. There we go. We finally got another fuel tank. Plus 4 elemental damage. Very nice. And we could take a leather vest because we have 0 armor currently. So it's absolutely not a bad investment. Let's see what else we can get here. More armor. We lose a little bit of speed versus the elites, but we get a little bit of armor. I think it's fine. Oh, we're against the bat. Okay, interesting. The bat's one of the easier enemies to fight. You can see in his first phase, he doesn't really do anything scary. And phase 2, he just does this, which he can completely miss, but you still need to be careful and make sure you don't get hit. See, he's like shooting on the bottom right. It's not really going anywhere. I wonder if the devs messed up his coding. Because I've always thought the bat was a little too weak, because in his phase 2, well, his phase 1, you can pretty much just stand still, actually, and you won't really get hit. And then in phase 2, you just, well, he just misses a lot of the time. I think I've only seen him one time fire all 3 in the same direction towards me, and I believe it is just RNG, so not really the scariest elite, but yeah, whatever elite you have, maybe you'll see in my other videos how to play around their mechanics. But a lot of them you can kind of kite or dodge efficiently in some way. Okay, we don't need range, and pickup range is not necessary, so we can absolutely take this for just elemental damage. HP regen is great. We don't care about this. 12 max HP to get us to 60 is good. A Ghost Axe Ethereal. That is amazing, by the way. That's actually amazing. Plus 1% for every 10 kills is crazy. But we're not going to take it. It is really, really cool, but we're not taking it here. We're not trying to do that this run, right? Damage percent for max HP is okay. We don't have that much. And we can absolutely take a celery tea on this wave. We're not scared of the next wave, so it's no problem. We don't care about community support here. Luck and harvesting. We don't care about crit chance nor attack speed that much, so it's actually quite nice. Maybe another reroll here. One more. Okay, more HP regen is not bad. We have 32 HP regen at this point, and almost 60 health. So if we just get a bit of armor, and maybe even some dodge, we should be really, really safe. And I'd say it's gonna be impossible to die at that point. If we do manage to get some armor, maybe like, if we get anywhere close to 10 armor, for example, there should be 0 chance we die anymore. We can actually just do that, near 10 armor, and then stack up even more HP regen. And then also maybe even get some dodge. And yeah, we'll be incredibly tanky. Very, very tanky, and then also just burning all the small enemies non-stop. Though I really, really want to get some more scared sausages, because currently we still only have a 50% chance to apply the burn effect. If we can get that up to... If we can get at least 3 scared sausages out of 4, that'd be amazing. Because we start with 1, right? So finding more is not really a big ask. That's good as well. More harvesting, you know what, we'll take that. Dodge, speed. I'll get to 20% speed because it's a very nice amount to have. So we gain attack speed and crit, but we don't really want those stats. Another fuel tank, corrupted shard, whistle, baby squid, and reroll. A fairy, oh my goodness. Our HP regen is going to be off the charts, huh? I mean, it's already at 41, it's pretty ridiculous. It's definitely not a normal amount to have, we have so much. Goblet, plus this. You know what, let's do it. Let's just be as tanky as humanly possible. And then we could take this for speed and luck, because it also gives us more HP regen. So we're sitting at 60 HP regen right now. Very nice. It's not like that's going to win us a run, because if we get one shot, none of that HP regen is going to matter. But we did already have 41, now we're just sitting at 60. It's mainly due to the baby squid. The baby squid is so nice, especially if you can find it a little early on. But I will say, even if I found a baby squid right now, it's probably worth buying, simply because 5 HP regeneration is a tier 4 upgrade. That's the level that 5 HP regeneration is at, tier 4 upgrade. So if you get a baby squid and it triggers 5 times, that's plus 5 HP regen, right? That's basically tier 4 upgrade. So if it costs me 100 and something materials, I'd say that's worth it in most cases. It depends what it's up against, but if I find it, I think I will take it. Okay, we're almost done with this wave. But again, I'd really just like some more scared sausages. Okay, the metal is one of the best items we could get, because we don't want crit chance, but we want those other 4 stats. Alienize is good. Okay, well we don't want crit, but elemental damage is good. That's not really enough dodge to... Yeah, that's not really good enough to take either. Damage percent, okay. So we do already have 73 elemental damage, so getting more damage percent is really good at this point. Speed for range, we'll take the goblet. Elemental damage, this gives HP regen. This also gives HP regen a lot. You know, it's worth taking. Taser upgrade, there we go. Okay, so now we have all tier 3 tasers. They fire 3 bolts, and they, yeah, I mean, that's the main thing. They fire 3 bolts now. And we got another 2 tasers. So now we have some tier 4 tasers here. More range and HP regen. And this, you know what, let's take it. I don't think I'm going to die, even if I'm against a horde. Let's see it. Look at the healing. That is pretty good, right? Even if we had half of this healing, that means we would still be at, you know, we would have, basically at the moment we full healed, we would have been half HP. Which is ridiculous, because we pretty much would have, that means we'd full heal in 20 seconds, while we full healed in less than 10. So, yeah. Stacking up more HP regen wouldn't be bad, but we definitely don't need to. I really just want more damage percent at this point, and maybe a bit of armor. Armor, dodge, and damage percent. Damage percent is the priority though, because we have plenty of tanky stats. You can see we're actually struggling to kill these, because we don't have enough burn activating. If we had another scared sausage, this round would be super easy, incredibly easy. Or if we had another snake, for example, the snake would apply the burn to an additional target. We're not really killing much here. I'm trying to pick up materials. I just ran through them all to pick up all the materials. More speed for range is good. Dangerous bunny is good. We don't need that. More max history. Okay, we don't need that either. More harvesting. This is a little bit overkill, but I'll take it. Elemental damage. More of this. Ugly Tooth is amazing. Another 20% movement speed reduction for the bosses is going to go a long way. Taser is good. Another taser and a medal. We're going to lock the medal and reroll. 2 more tasers. Okay, here we go. We might actually end up getting all 4 tasers fully upgraded. That would be pretty nice. I think that's kind of average. Generally, I get at least 5 tier 4 weapons, or no, I'd say at least 4. But 5 is pretty average, in my opinion. If you get all 6 upgraded, you're a little, maybe a little lucky. This run we did go with a bit of harvesting stacking at the beginning. Since we are using the tasers, we get a free 25 harvesting just right off the bat. So it's relatively easy to stack up harvesting if you take a few things like, oh, especially like the fertilizer, right? You get plus 8 harvesting, and getting that in the early game means you are going to start stacking really quickly. Especially if you get even just 2 of them. 3 of them, amazing. 4, insane, right? Okay, I see a stargazer going into a pod. We want to take that out. Another one here. And that's it. Really, really easy. Almost 800 materials gained. Armor is amazing. This gives a bunch of max HP. We don't actually need it, so I'm gonna recycle it. Elemental damage, metal, scar, taser, combine, taser, taser, damage percent. We need that. We don't care about attack speed, but this is so expensive for just a little bit of HP. Not really worth it. Your projectiles gain bounce. This would be amazing, by the way, for damage. Maybe I should take it so we can just completely crush the final bosses. Yeah, let's do it. Let's crush them. I want to crush them. We're going to take the taser. More HP regen, sure, why not? We'll do it for the video. Let's see how much HP regen we can get. Maybe we can get at least 100. That'd be nice. It's, once again, not really necessary, but kind of fun. Also, look how short his charge is. This enemy is kind of easy for characters with ranged weapons, because you can just stand beside him for the most part, and you'll pretty much just bully him. Like this, look, right? So this and the bats were both super easy for us. Just, look how, like, I have so many tank stats, and I didn't get hit a single time. All I did is just walk in circles around the shark. And for the bat, all I did, I stood still. So there are actually a lot of elites that you can just completely crush if you're playing the mage with tasers. It's not really the fairest the fairest thing ever, because you reduce their move speed so much they can almost not move. Like, I think taser plus ugly tooth gets their move speed down to below 100. It's like, I believe they move at about 30% move speed with taser plus ugly tooth reductions. Like, if you have them both applied, another okay. Sure, why not? More damage percent. Take all of these. Would a fireball be fun? A fireball might be fun just to get the burning damage. You know what, let's do that, let's try to cap our damage as high as possible. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, is that good? That might be really good, guys. Because the only burn damage we have, well, now we also have this fireball. Oh, it's so hard to say. I think it's worth it. I'm gonna take it, because it applies on all of our tasers. Look at the additional damage scaling now. 90 times 4. This one's 94 times 3 though. More damage percent. So now we just want even more damage percent and elemental damage. This gives HP regen, we'll take it. And some armor, sure, why not? Claw, we're not taking a claw. Fuel tank, we're definitely taking. Okay, I've never actually used the fireball. Oh, I see, it just kind of bounces around. Well, no, that's because of the, that's because we have the bouncing item, right? That's right. Okay, but we've gotten to the point where this run is just over. I kind of got, I kind of got some, like, some ideas in my head, so I started taking things that, It's getting a little out of hand now. But yeah, I don't think you should struggle, right? If you do, you can always leave comments or questions below. And yeah, I read pretty much everything, so you can ask me if you need help, maybe, or if you're curious about something you didn't understand, or anything, right? So yeah, just go and leave comments if you like. Oh, and if you are watching till this point, I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, but now our goal is pretty much just to kill the final boss as quickly as possible. Yeah, I think that's our only real goal now. Oh, we don't need that. 3 armor, sure, why not? More elemental damage. What am I doing? Why am I still taking elemental damage? Oh man, metal detector. That's really late. It would have been so nice earlier. Another taser, but it's not tier 3. More harvesting again, but not worth it. This gives 2 loot crates, it's probably worth it. We don't need more healing. Another fireball, but it's not the one we need. We'll take a bag. Oh, scared sausage. Okay, there we go. You know what? We're gonna lock it. Because there's a small chance it gets cursed, right? So we will leave it there. And if it gets cursed, then maybe we don't even need a 4th one. But we've been playing this entire game with two scared sausages, guys. If you just find one early on, and you find a second one at some point in your run should be even easier than mine was. The mage is absolutely not the most balanced character ever, because like I said, the thing that makes elemental damage balanced is the fact that it's very difficult to stack. So if you give an elemental damage modifier, it kind of breaks the whole stat and everything involved with it. Also, we should not be taking more elemental damage. We should really just only be taking damage percent at this point. We have way too much elemental damage and not enough percentage scaling. This is already not fair for the enemies. Let's try and pick up all the materials we can. Oh, I see some big materials. No, 140. Alright, it's fine. We don't need the dodge. We're going to take this. Recycle. Recycle. Can we get some damage percent, please? Just a little bit. Thank you. 12%. Not bad. Another one of these. And let's look for some things. A lot more tree spawn. They're tempting me, but no. No, not now. Small fish will give us a big damage boost. We don't need the luck. Oh, damage percent is good. We don't need crit chance. I mean, crit chance is not bad, right? It's a little late, but 20% crit is a lot. I think it'll be a big damage boost for us. The coupon is too late. Oh, I didn't mean to click space. My mistake. I actually didn't mean it. I wasted some materials there. A cursed fireball. Wait, is it better? Let's see. So 1.5 times critical damage scaling, 1.6. This one has 52% scaling. And this one has 10 times 188 burning. Hello? Wait a second. This one is better, guys. Okay. I guess I'm glad I looked at that. Okay, let's reroll again. Can we get an upgrade for it? Reroll 10 times in a single shot. Yep, that's me. I did that. And I guess we're poor. Unlucky, we couldn't get the Cyclops Swarm. That would have helped a little bit. Alright, let's go. Wave 20. This is the eel. And he's dead. That's one down. And this is the whale. Look how slow he is, by the way. Look at the movement. Look at him. He can barely move. Poor guy. Poor whale. He can't move. I'm sorry, my friend. I have to do this to you. But yeah, that's it, guys. Again, maybe if you could leave a like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. That's it for today, okay? Next time, we will be playing the Chunky. So I hope you guys come and watch that. But yeah, okay? Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.